Hey, horror fans, once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G. Yes, it's that time again. Yes, it's time for my top 5 worst horror pictures of 2018. I think I love doing this one. Yes, it's that time of year again. Now for those of you who are watching, I just finished my top 10 best horror pictures of 2018. I probably have a card up here so you can click on it so you can watch that video. You haven't watched it already. It'll be floating up around here somewhere. But right now, as always, when you have a top 10 list, you know you gotta have a worst list. Because as much as good as horror was of 2018, we did have some real stinkers. We real had some real bad horror pictures. I mean, oh God. Let's give you that one last time to just say, God, did that movie suck? Was that awful? What the hell were they thinking? So here we go. These are my top 5 worst horror pictures of 2018. Now, before we begin, I want to give you my 2 dishonorable mentions that didn't make my list, but we still have to talk about them. And one will be that article that Taylor Antrim wrote back in November, supposedly what is supposed to be the golden age of horror. I don't know what this guy was thinking. I'll leave a card up there because I actually did a video about this one. I actually asked him, it's like, hey, look, if you believe what you believe, then why don't you come to my channel? We'll do a live stream. Or we might do something so that way you can tell me why do you think this wasn't supposed to, why horror wasn't good this year. I mean, it was good for me. It was good for anybody else. But, oh well. I guess he realized he made a mistake. Well, why make a mistake? Because he is entitled to his opinion. If he believes with that, that's fine. But look, if you want to back up what you want to say, come on. I'm right here, Taylor. Come on. You can come over. You can talk to me. I'm not going to bite you. I'm just going to have a nice, frank discussion with you. But yeah, we don't understand why Vogue, which is known for fashion, would have him write this article for. But, you know, hey, that's them. But if I were them, I would stick more to fashion. Leave the horror to the horror people who love horror. My next dishonorable mention will be Death House. Oh, God. When I saw this movie, I said, what the fuck were they thinking? What are they doing? It's an insult to almost everything that's horror related. And what makes it so bad, you have a whole bunch of horror legends in here. You got Kane Hodder, Sig Had, David Bradley, Tony Todd. You had Felissa Rose. You had Barbara Crampton in here. It's like the who's who of horror, and it's just a terrible, god-awful movie. Now, I know Gunnar Hansen's supposed to have written this film, and unfortunately he died before they made it, so I guess they felt that to honor him, they felt as though they had to do this film, but I don't know what they did, but it's like, this is totally god-awful. Oh, God. Please, if you want to bear yourself, it was supposed to be the Expendables, a horror version of the Expendables, because you have all the people in horror in this particular picture, but none of this picture made any sense whatsoever. And then you have the 2 leads, and it's like, what are they doing here? Who got these people? Terrible acting, bad screen, green screen, horribly edited. And it's like one scene in the picture, you have Kane Hodder walking by, and it's the same scene they use at least 3 times. And it's like, this terrible editing. Hey, look, even I'm not the world greatest when it comes to filmmaking, because I really don't know that much about filmmaking. But even I could have edited that better than that. Oh, God. So whatever you do, please stay away from Death House. Okay, now here we go. My top 5 worst horror pictures of 2018. Coming in at number 5 will be Day of the Dead Bloodlines. Oh, God. No, I'll say this. As bad as this picture was, it wasn't as bad as that Day of the Dead that starred Nick Cannon. Oh, God, that was worse. But this one isn't even better neither. Don't get me wrong. I did like the practical effects in here, so I do give them credit for that. But the acting is awful. I mean, God, ooh, just terrible. Not much else to say about that. So coming at number 5 is Day of the Dead Bloodlines. Coming in at number 4, it's the Cloverfield particle. I mean, no, paradox. Get it right. The Cloverfield paradox. Now, here's something interesting. This movie was first known as God's particle, but then they decided to add the Cloverfield scenario in here. You can actually see that how they added it on is edited into this particular movie just so they could fit it in with the Cloverfield saga. But it really was just simply just a known picture called God's Paradox. It was supposed to be released, but what they decided to do when they decided to add the Cloverfield saga in here, they decided to air it right after the Super Bowl and put it on Netflix. So of course I watched it. The movie makes no sense. Oh God, some good acting in it, but doesn't make any sense. Some plot about trying to save Earth resources. They go up, they shoot some type of energy beam, they get blasted into another dimension. Almost everyone dies. You get this one person that survives, gets back to their own dimension, but of course they can't land because the Cloverfield creature is now tearing up everything on Earth. Oh boy, they really missed the mark on this one. So coming in at number 4, the Cloverfield Paradox. Coming in at number 3, we have Truth or Dare. Oh boy, here we go again. Another one of these PG-13 suckfest. Not as bad as the Bye Bye Man or the Apparition. Those two things suck, but this is not pulling anything anywhere near it. We have these kids that are going on to a trip to Puerto Rico. They go to a place they don't go. They play this game, Truth or Dare. It turns out that it's real. It's truth because of some demon that they've loose, and they have this silly ass grin. And now they have to actually play Truth or Dare. But if they don't do the dare or don't tell the truth, they die. And they don't, it's just horrible. Very bad acting. Unbelievable plot lines. Poor character development. We don't care any about them at all. What a waste. So coming in at number 3, Truth or Dare. Coming in at number 2, Deep Blue Sea 2. Oh, man. Don't know why this movie was made. It's been almost 19 years since Deep Blue Sea came out. It's kind of a carbon copy of the first one. It make no sense with world. Oh boy, wasted plot lines, terrible CGI effects. I mean, look, what happened to using practical effects? You couldn't afford the budget for it. Oh boy, and then the sharks look phony. We have these baby sharks, looks like the same baby sharks they shoot the same part of the film. There's only one scene that actually looks good, even though it's even though it's kind of like CGI. It actually looks pretty good, but it's like it's still all terrible. We have more bad acting, just terrible all the way. Oh God! So coming in at number 2 is Deep Blue Sea 2. So, of course, I'm pretty sure you must know what my number 1 worst horror picture of 2018 was, and that is going to be Slender Man. Oh, God awful movie. I don't know what they were thinking of. Now, it's like this. Slender Man was a hot creepy pasta that came out several years ago. Unfortunately, was the basis of these two girls that tried to murder their best friend because they thought Slender Man was going to get them, so they decided to kill her. Well, tried to kill her anyway. I think she survived the attack. So we have this premise of this Slender Man with these girls, but it was horribly acted, terrible CGI effects. Some parts were kind of good, but it was just poor, terrible editing. I mean, it's just such a terrible movie altogether. It was the first time that I actually gave none of my gold coins to a movie. Now, I've never done that before since I started this channel. I mean, even before I even changed my rankings to my 5 gold coins, that I never ever gave a movie nothing. But Slender Man got nothing. Zilch. That's how bad it was. So, of course, it is my number 1 worst horror picture of 2018. So there you have it, my horror fans. Those are my 5 worst horror pictures of 2018. It feels good to give them one last spanking before we kicked them out the door. So, what do you think? Do you agree with my top 5 worst horror pictures, or what are your top 5 worst horror pictures? Might not be the same as mine. Leave the comments down in your comments below and tell me what you think are your top 5 worst horror pictures of the year. So once again, that's my video for today, guys. And if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up because it does help the channel out a lot. And once again, if this is your first time here, please hit the subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. See you guys later. I'm out.